A very good morning, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this morning, let us talk about what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. So, without fear or favor, let us talk about how President Emerson Mnangagwa is actually punishing Zimbabweans. So, zvana 2030 zvavari kutaura izvo, in my own view, I don't see it happening, because when you become evil to the people, your days also becomes numbered. So what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe is literally, is actually punishing Zimbabweans. And we need to explore what is happening right now. And I'm going to show you some evidence that Zimbabweans are simply being punished for nothing. So this is a man who is actually curing his because of simply wanting to be a president for the sake of being a president. He doesn't have any idea. He doesn't even understand how economics should work, how the economy should function, and how the economy should work. So, you know, in an economy, efficiency is very important. Every business is being run efficiently. Secondly, after efficiency, you must make sure that you cut the costs, and the cost of doing things should be minimal. That helps the people of Zimbabwe so much. That helps the business to thrive and to remain in business for a very long time. But Mnangagwa is actually punishing each and every business at this point in time. And I'm going to prove to you. We have talked much about this issue of internet, but I've brought it back right there because we have a lot of stories to touch, which will prove that Mnangagwa is actually punishing Zimbabweans and destroying Zimbabwe willingly. Starlink in Kenya, they are selling their hardware at a promotion price of around 300 US. This is Starlink for you, 300 US dollars. And this promotion is running up to 10 June. And the monthly installments are $49. And this is uncapped internet at 165 megabytes per second. 165 megabytes per second at 49 United States dollars. Watenga kit at 300. Which means this is 350 US dollars. You now have everything. You now have everything. If you go to Zimbabwe right now, you would see that in Zimbabwe, you pay 500 US dollars per month for you to get 100 megabytes per second fiber. It's 500 US dollars every month. This is the reason why people always talk to us to say, why is it that your network is always up and down? It's because we cannot afford $500 a month. It's not affordable in Zimbabwe. Which means you have to work around Econet. You have to work around that clumsy network in NGP on Econet. And at the end of the day, what happens to production? What happens to efficiency? What happens to quality? All these issues are very important, but the government does not care. So just imagine if the cost of internet is the $500 a month, and you are running a small business. You are not even involved in very big contracts or whatever. You are running a very small business. What will happen? $500 a month will be an advantage when you are running a very big company. But when you are running a small company or a small business, it's a disadvantage. If you go to the rentals, you also face the same. You go to the fuel sector, you also face the same. Markets are connected. You also need to have either solar at a high cost, or you also need to have a generator. This is the problem which we're having in the nation of Zimbabwe. This is a deliberate destruction of Zimbabwe. But there is something very important which you need to take a look on. Emerson Mnangagwa himself is deliberately destroying Zimbabwe. And Julius Malema, at a certain point in time, pointed these details. Let us hear what he said.
What do you think of the fact that Cyril is going back there, his country is going back there to resolve the issues of volatility?
Well, Cyril and Mnangagwa are two fools, so they can't resolve anything. Mnangagwa must go. The people of Zimbabwe deserve a better leader. The people of Zimbabwe deserve a revolutionary who will continue with the land question of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa is the highest sellout ever in the history of African politics. He must be known as a sellout and not as a revolutionary. Anyone who reverse the land question in Zimbabwe and compensate white people for a stolen land is a sellout. And that's what Mnangagwa is. Another sellout is going there to join each other in the selling out. All right, thank you.
So, what is happening is Emerson Mnangagwa has agreed to pay 3.5 billion in compensation to the white farmers. We cannot say it's bad, but the major question is, why are you compensating white farmers 3.5 billion, prioritizing white and not prioritizing your own people? So a lot of people are asking questions, why is it that sanctions were removed on Zimbabwe? Why is it that ABCD was done on Zimbabwe? These are simple issues. Mnangagwa complied with the demands of America and is paying 3.5 billion. How is he paying? These are shares. I think in Kobimba Holdings or in the new Mutapa Investment Fund, they have shares there. 3.5 billion worth of shares. And you Zimbabweans, you continue to suffer. You Zimbabweans will continue to have losses. You continue to demand Starlink to no avail. You continue to demand better service to no avail. Right now, what is happening is that Zig is something else. Zig has become a menace in the nation of Zimbabwe. And I'm going to explain. Is how bent to make sure that people in Zimbabwe continues to